The Army used to have a slogan that said, "It's the toughest job you'll ever love." You know, we have to remind ourselves sometimes that even though we work for God, there are times it's going to be tough. Yet, we still need to love it because it's going to be the toughest job that we'll ever love. In James chapter 5, we're given this one verse in which James says, as an example of suffering and patience, brothers, take the example of the prophets. Let's think about one man that would fit into that category, Jeremiah. He was a man that is a great example of suffering and patience, and yet he was still faithful, and he still loved the job that he did. Yet Jeremiah faced unrelenting opposition during his ministry, which lasted some 40 plus years, and no one listened to him. He had to deal with lying prophets. He had to deal with unfaithful priests. He had to deal with ungodly kings. He had to deal with a people that the vast majority rejected the things that he said and didn't want to listen to the things that he said. He was mistreated. He was in prison when he shouldn't have been. And God let it happen to him. And the whole time, Jeremiah stayed faithful. He's called the weeping prophet. He wrote another book called Lamentations, which is a lamenting of all the sad things that he was undergoing and that he was seeing what happened to the people who rebelled and disobeyed God. It was the toughest job that a man could really ever have. And yet Jeremiah demonstrates a great example of suffering and patience and loving what was difficult to love, yet still being faithful.